As many of you heard this week, we lost a very treasured man in the state of Connecticut, Bob Ward. He had over 30 years of political service in the state of Connecticut, serving in this seat as the 86th District Representative for 22 years from 1984 to 2006. He went on to serve as the DMV Commissioner and the State Auditor, and he served as the House Minority Leader for 12 years in this chamber. Actually, he served when Speaker Ritter's father was the Speaker of the House. And I want to express my condolences to the family, Anita, his children, Michael, Nicole, Sarah, and Becky. You know, second to his family, this institution was Bob Ward's greatest love. And he cherished it and nurtured it like one of his children. And I could stand today, and I know we will probably have a moment later in time to honor his life and his career in politics. And there isn't just one thing that I can point to that Bob has done. We certainly could list them all off. But in his 30-year career in politics, I think that his greatest gift to the institution was not what he accomplished, but how he went about accomplishing it. And there's many of us with heavy hearts this week because Bob was such a decent, kind, caring human being that no matter where you stood on an issue, he was always interested to have that conversation. And it was never an argument, it was always a debate, it was always intellectual. And I think all of us that knew him and had the great pleasure of working with him are better off having known him. And I think he's left a legacy here that will transcend long after he's gone. And so with that, I would hope we could rise to honor him.
And just if I could, before we do that moment of silence, I wanted to add too, I had the good fortune of knowing Bob Ward as a much younger man and sitting behind this dais when he was kind enough to second the nomination of my father to be Speaker of the House. We all love him. He was a real kind yet brilliant person. And the way he conducted himself in this chamber, the way he treated people, he was a class act. And I hope the entire chamber knows, and I hope his family knows, this chamber will not be in session during the wake tomorrow. We will certainly not be in session during the funeral. And I hope everybody can make it down to North Haven, whether you knew him or not, because he really was a giant in this chamber. So with that, I would ask that we take a moment of silence in honor of the late Representative Bob Ward.